Hi everyone, my name is Marcos Mejia Luna, and this day I'm going to talk about of the unit number 4 of this book, and the topic of this unit is the renal unit. And first of all, I'm going to talk about of the part of the kidney, and one of the parts we have the renal arteria, we have the renal vein, we have the renal pelvis, we have the um, all right, let me see. We have the ureter, we have the capsule, we have the renal column, renal pyramid, renal cilium, we have the major calyx, minor calyx, the we have the cortex, and we have the medulla, and it's talking about of the 12 parts that stand for the kidney or the renal unit. And the second objective, we have the two types of dialysis. We have hemodialysis and peritoneal dialysis. We're talking about of hemodialysis using the letter HD for a simple way to get a diagnosis using a test blood. And we have the peritoneal dialysis, and this way we have the extraction of the liquid of the body, and that's another way to get diagnosis, for example, a renal disease or another disease in the renal unit. And the third objective is talking about the cube. Talking about the cube is a combination of the three letters, the letter K, the letter U, and the letter B. But one of those three letters represent elements of the renal unit. The letter K represent the kidney, the letter U represent the ureter, and the letter B represent the plate. Are considering the three elements of the renal unit. And the fourth adjective I'm going to talk about is the nouns and the adjective, and we're using a noun to get a name for anything or just a thing. And for example, renal, it's talking about the kidney. But for example, if we say renal disease or renal malfunction, is talking about an adjective. Adjective is a term used to describe something or anything. For example, renal disease, that include the nouns. In this case, is kidney, and disease. In this case, is the adjective. In this case, it's talking about of the description of something. In this case, the malfunction uh, of the kidney. And the four elements talking about, we have the clinic case. For example, in patient with we have a renal disease, and one of the symptoms they have is, for example, proteinuria. It's talking about proteinuria, the presence of proteins in the urine. And just remember, the proteinuria is not normal in the patient. Just for remember that. And we have the diagnosis test, and just like I've said before, the two type of dialysis, the hemodialysis and peritoneal dialysis, is very useful to get a clinic case of the patient. And we have the diagnosis is the represent what the patient have. For example, uremia or renal disease. In well, what a class of disease the patient have, and that, for example, of how we can the diagnosis of the patient. And we have the treatment is the it's talking about how we're going to the threat of this patient in a disease. For example, one of the best way is using treatment by insulin, and we have a renal transplantation. And for example, that's another example of the nouns and adjective. And we have the talking about the fifth element or the fifth adjective of the video is talking about the soap. Soap is a combination of four letters: the letter S, the letter O, the letter A, and the letter P. Talking the letter S is talking about the subjective. The letter O is talking about the adjective. The letter A is talking about the assessment, and the letter P is talking about the plan. One of those elements is talking about of the clinical of the patient, and is very useful to get a diagnosis or the treatment of the history of the patient. And another objective of the video is using the verbs. And for example, we have three verbs of on the book, and one of um, the verbs we have is suggest. Suggest if for say something it's necessary to do. For example, the doctor, for example, I don't know if you can see. In this case, we have the doctor suggests having a transurethral resection of the prostate surgery. It's talking about of the option to make the patient need to have to um, to saving his life. And this is the one of the example how we're going to use this verb. You using the verb and using the verb ing is talking about the the present. And the another or the last thing of this video, we have a, a, a patient or history patient, and this is sad. And in this case I'm going to talking about in this patient for understand very easily. La historia nos cuenta sobre esta mujer de 59 años que dice que ha tenido diferentes tipos de síntomas que sospechan de alguna enfermedad renal. Entre esos se encuentran los escalofríos, tenemos la fiebre, también tenemos vómitos y algunos otros casos que ella representa. Después de su diagnóstico, los diferentes tipos de exámenes que se le han realizado, descubrieron que tiene un caso muy severo de lo que es la piuria. Hablamos de orinar en exceso, y se descubrió de que tiene alguna infección renal dentro de sus riñones, y que la mejor forma de tratar enfermedades como estas se basa en el uso de la insulina, y también en el uso de posiblemente realizar un trasplante renal para tratar con este tipo de enfermedades. So guys, this is the end of the video, and I hope you're liking and you have a great last week and so thank you very much for watching this.